Does a higher minimum wage always mean better living conditions for low-income workers? Let's explore. In recent times, California has seen a significant increase in its minimum wage, a leap from $16 to $20 per hour. This hike was implemented with the best intentions at heart, aimed at improving the financial stability and overall quality of life for low-income workers. The hope was that a higher wage would mean less financial stress, better access to necessities, and a more comfortable life for those on the lower end of the income spectrum. However, the reality of this wage increase has been paradoxical, particularly within the restaurant industry. While the pay bump was meant to be a boon, it's begun to look more like a bane for many workers and business owners alike. Chain restaurants, big names like Pizza Hut and Starbucks, have found themselves grappling with the sudden surge in operational costs. To cope, they've had to make some tough decisions, like reducing staff hours and even letting some employees go. These measures, while necessary from a business perspective, are a stark contrast to the expected outcomes of the wage increase. The story isn't much different for smaller independent restaurants. They too have been hit hard, not just by the wage increase but also by rising food costs. As a result, many have had to shut their doors for good, leading to job losses and less foot traffic. Even fast food chains, typically seen as recession-proof, have been impacted. Analysts have reported significant price hikes at places like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Shake Shack, Chipotle, and Taco Bell. These price increases have had a knock-on effect on consumer spending and the overall viability of these businesses. So we see that the wage increase is creating a ripple effect, but not necessarily the one intended. Big chain restaurants like Pizza Hut and Starbucks are not immune to these changes. As we delve deeper into the ripple effect of the wage hike, it becomes apparent that the big players in the restaurant industry are feeling the heat. For instance, Pizza Hut, a household name in the fast food industry, has had to make some tough decisions. With the wage increase from $16 to $20 per hour, the restaurant has been forced to let go of some of its workforce. The layoffs are an unfortunate consequence of the wage hike as the company attempts to balance the scales and maintain its operational costs. Similarly, Starbucks, a global coffeehouse chain, hasn't been spared either. In an attempt to keep up with the increased operational costs, the coffee giant has found it necessary to reduce staff hours. This move, although a tough pill to swallow, is a survival strategy that many big chains are adopting in these challenging times. The wage increase has also led to a spike in menu prices. Take Chipotle, for instance. The popular Mexican grill, renowned for its burritos and tacos, has had to increase its prices by approximately 10%. The price hike is a direct response to the wage increase, as the company attempts to offset the higher wage costs. And it's not just Chipotle. Other fast food chains like Taco Bell and Shake Shack have also reported significant price hikes, a move that is impacting consumer spending and, ultimately, the viability of these businesses. These examples are not isolated incidents. They paint a picture of an industry grappling with increased operational costs, dwindling profits, and a challenging business environment. With hundreds of Subway stores closing down, it's clear that the wage hike is having a profound impact on franchise owners and employees alike. The question then arises, if big chains are struggling, what's happening to the little guys? Small, independent restaurants are feeling the pressure, perhaps even more so. Imagine your favorite local bistro, the one run by the family that knows your favorite order by heart. They're not just serving meals, but also memories to their loyal customers. But these small businesses are now grappling with a harsh reality. The rise in minimum wage from $16 to $20 per hour in California hasn't just affected the big chains. It's also put a strain on small independent restaurants. They are struggling to keep their doors open as they grapple with higher operational costs, including increased food prices. In fact, the California Restaurant Association reported that food costs have skyrocketed, with some items seeing a rise of up to 30%. Adding to the burden is the decrease in foot traffic. As prices rise, customers are less likely to dine out, opting for cheaper home-cooked meals. This has led to a vicious cycle of reduced foot traffic, lower revenue, and in some unfortunate cases, permanent closures. The numbers paint a grim picture. According to a report from the Employment Policies Institute, hundreds of small restaurants across California have had to shut their doors for good in the wake of the wage hike. Each closure not only signifies the end of a cherished local establishment, but also the loss of jobs for many Californians. The impact isn't just limited to the restaurant owners and employees. It trickles down to suppliers, local farmers, and other small businesses that rely on the restaurant industry. It's a ripple effect that's shaking the foundation of local economies across the state. In essence, the wage increase, while intended to help low-income workers, is inadvertently creating a challenging environment for small, independent restaurants. They're forced to juggle between maintaining quality, keeping prices affordable, and ensuring the sustainability of their business. It's clear that this wage increase is having far-reaching implications. The struggle of small restaurants is a testament to the complexities of economic policies and their unforeseen consequences. As we continue to navigate this new landscape, the resilience and adaptability of these small businesses will truly be put to the test. Fast food chains are also feeling the pinch, with significant price hikes reported. One might think that these giants of the industry, with their economies of scale, would be immune to such changes. However, the reality is quite different. Take Chick-fil-A, for instance. Known for its chicken sandwiches and waffle fries, it has had to increase its prices by as much as 15% in some regions. Starbucks, the global coffee behemoth, has not been spared either. It has had to mark up its prices by around 10%, affecting millions of coffee lovers worldwide. Shake Shack, famous for its gourmet burgers, has seen a similar trend. They have had to raise their prices by about 12%, making their delicious burgers a bit more of a luxury. Chipotle, the popular Mexican grill, has also been hit hard. It has seen an increase of approximately 10% across its menu. And let's not forget Taco Bell, the beloved fast food chain, has had to increase its prices by around 8%. This might not seem like much, but for a brand that prides itself on affordability, it's a significant change. These price increases are not just numbers on a menu. They have real-world implications. They impact how much consumers can afford to spend on fast food. They affect the choices consumers make, potentially pushing them towards cheaper, possibly less healthy options. They also affect the bottom line of these businesses. In an industry with razor-thin margins, these price hikes could mean the difference between staying afloat and sinking. According to a report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, these price hikes have contributed to an overall increase in the Consumer Price Index for food away from home. This means that not only are fast food prices rising, but so are the prices of all food consumed outside the home. This domino effect is causing significant changes in the industry. It's a reminder that even the biggest players in the fast food industry are not immune to the economic realities of wage increases and cost pressures. And as these chains navigate these turbulent waters, the ripple effects will undoubtedly continue to be felt by consumers and the industry at large. So what's the balance? How do we support low-income workers without causing job cuts and closures? It's a question that demands an answer, and fast. To strike such a balance, we must consider strategies that cater to both the needs of workers and the viability of the restaurant industry. This includes policymakers, business owners, and consumers who all play significant roles in shaping the solution. Policymakers, for one, have a challenging task at hand. They need to craft wage policies that are sensitive to the realities of operating a business. Indexing minimum wage to inflation could be one approach. This would give businesses more predictability while also ensuring that workers' wages rise in line with the cost of living. Business owners, on the other hand, might need to adopt a more innovative approach to operations. This could mean exploring technology and automation to streamline tasks, reducing the need for manual labor. It's not about replacing workers, but rather about redefining their roles to add more value. This might also involve investing in worker training and development, turning low-wage jobs into more skilled and hence, higher-paying ones. Consumers too have a part to play. They can support businesses that pay their employees fairly, even if it means paying a little more for their meal. This conscious consumption can encourage more businesses to follow suit. However, these are just potential strategies. What's most important is that we continue the dialogue involving all stakeholders in the process. The restaurant industry is a vital part of our economy and our communities, and we need to ensure its sustainability while also supporting our low-income workers. While the intention to uplift low-income workers is commendable, finding the right balance is crucial to reducing unintended consequences. After all, the goal is a thriving restaurant industry that benefits everyone: the employees, the employers, and the consumers.